What's up, everybody? John Maher with Why We Love Horror here, trying to keep up on content. So many horror movies coming out this year. It's a delight to go to the theaters and see all these movies. And then sometimes movies show up in theaters and I have no idea what they are. I have no knowledge. And this is one of those movies. I was going just on the AMC page and I saw this movie and I was like, "What's this?" And I looked up the trailer and it looked horrible. And I was like, "John, this might be the worst movie you see in theaters this year." And not to spoil what I rated it, but I think I was right. We're talking about Robert Hollicks's The Observance. What is The Observance? I don't know. You probably haven't heard of it either, but it's in theaters right now. You can go see it. Basically, in a nutshell, without getting into spoilers, it's about a woman. Her name is Madison. She's her family's they haven't fallen on hard times, but they're strapped for cash. So she's making a deal to sell her property to some land developers. Her husband, he's not a loser, but he's one of those guys. He's got a job and the job just has not panned out yet. I believe he's some kind of writer, and she just makes him feel like shit for not being a breadwinner. And on one of these nights, she gets broadsided by a truck and she falls into a coma, and she's in a coma for 5 years. And when she wakes up from the coma, her house has been kind of taken over by a cult, not in like a weird supernatural way, just kind of like they manipulate towns to give over their property, and it becomes like this weird cabal type thing. Let's throw up spoilers so I don't start saying stuff. The leader of the cult, that man's name is Jonah. He's a charismatic figure, but he's when he does his weird Christian offshoot cultish stuff, he's drugging his patronage with the communion wine, I guess, and in there is some kind of weird mind control drug. Jumping to the end of the movie here. That's how he manages to make these people hate Madison, and everything's weird. There's so many weird layers. This cult is out there actively killing people, actively doing weird machinations in towns, causing havoc to the point that there's government surveillance on this cult. And even though they're killing people in public, they never have enough evidence to shut this thing down. And even poor Ted Raimi's character in this movie, and Ted Raimi shows up, and I was talking to Aaron, and I was like, this movie would have been so awesome if it was just Ted Raimi and all the other characters were Muppets. This would be a 4-star movie at least, if that's the way it was. But of course, that's not what we got. Ted Raimi is, I don't want to say acting his ass off, but acting. He's acting, which none of the other characters are doing. They're just reading incredibly long monologues. They're so many of these people who can't really deliver one line of dialogue are forced to deliver pages of dialogue at once, and it's so weird watching these people shift emotions and throughout speeches and stuff like that. And there's bad CGI in the car accident. There's the villains are the one female villain who's the henchman. What's her name? She's got a weird name too. It's so funny. Athalia. She's mustache twirling, silent film villain, bad, with with her delivery and stuff. And then there's stunts, I guess. There's a scene at the end when the daughter, she breaks out of her trance and she stabs Athalia in the back with a pitchfork, and the daughter doesn't move. Right, she's stabbed her, and Athalia full on does a 180-degree turn, which I would think, if you have a pitchfork stuck in your back, would cause the person holding the pitchfork to have to move. She doesn't move, and they leave that take, that physically impossible take, in the movie. They leave boom mic shots in the movie. It's a sight to behold. The good guys win in the end. They kill all the cultists and get the FBI people basically they storm and they kill a lot of the cultists and arrest some of them, and then they just let the main character go rogue, let her go, and they let her go to have a confrontation with the cult leader. No, you went through the whole process of creating like a sting on the cult, and then you let like a civilian go confront a mass murderer by themselves. Like, and these are just the choices that are made for 102 minutes in this movie. Let's get to some ratings. Will this be the worst movie I see all year? It's gonna be hard to top it, at least in theaters. I might watch some, like, you know, something for Versus that came out in 2026 that might get half a star, but this is sitting at a singular star, and only because like there's certain line deliveries in this movie that are just so bad that I audibly laugh. I was the only person in the theater. I was audibly laughing to myself, like I was losing my mind. Uh, and if that's what you're into, go see this while it's still in theaters, because you will have a good time. Go with friends and Mystery Science Theater 3000 this movie. You'll have a blast as long as you're alone in the theater and you're not spoiling some, you know, mentally ill person's day by being there with them. Make sure you're by yourself and do that. If you made this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror. Check out the Letterboxd challenge right there. We'd love to hear from you. Watch the Observance for all I care. It's great. It's great like that. It's great if you like bad stuff. Until next time, I'm JWMaher. This has been Why We Love Horror. Here comes that schedule.